Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Imad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Now, this video going into here is just to highlight a dream that I had, a little while back. Alright, and what made me want to do this video is a video that I saw that a brother did. Alright, I will play a little part of the video and then I will expound and go into my dream that I got. Alright, so the name of the brother channel is Be Zealous Therefore. Alright, GMS Be Zealous Therefore. Alright, now you all could subscribe to the brother. Alright, so let's get on to it. The name of the video that he has here is The Lord Will Grant Us the Strength to Conquer Our Enemies. Alright, I don't know if you might see it, how clearly you could see it there. Alright, but anyway, let's get into the video. You play a part of his own, and then I will talk about mine.
Watt come back at you, Lord Will, with edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Lord Will. It is edifying, Lord Will. It is straight to the point. In this lesson, I want to, and I was meditating on, different, titles for this lesson, and, came up with, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will give us power to conquer our enemies, which we know Esau Edom, is basically, right, which is self-proclaimed so-called white man, he is, our enemy, going all the way back to Genesis, the 25th chapter, right, those two nations, right, being, in her womb, right, which would be Esau and Jacob, right, Esau being the self-proclaimed so-called white man today, as, and Jacob being the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, today, right, which are the Israelites, which is beautiful. I have this picture right here, of, what looks to be, southern tribe, right, or maybe a Judite man with, with power. And then I have this one as well, which would be, looks to be, a, northern tribe, man, northern tribe man, and he has power, and this is exactly what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is ultimately going to, Lord will, equip us with right here soon, right, with that power, that spiritual power, right, again, going back, and we know that Esau Edom, right, is soon to come down having great wrath, right, pursuing to Revelations 12 and 12, right, which means he's going to come in like a flood, right, pursuing to Isaiah 59 and verse 19, man, but what did the Lord say, right, he's going to lift up a standard, right, against them, Matter of fact, let's grab that, right, again, these two beautiful pictures, man, called Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This is, these are my pictures, this is, ultimately pictures that were...
Alright, so you get the point where it is I heading with this this dream. Alright, so now before I bring it out, I'm gonna just get the scripture here. This the book of Joel 2 and 28. Now to the top it says the promise of the Spirit. Alright, now it says, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. All right, I'm seeing a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters also. You know, they get in visions, they get in dreams of what is there to come. All right, now the Lord don't disappoint. Everything is written. All right, and all these things is prophecy. All these things is happening today. All right, now it says here, and all, verse 29, and also upon servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. So the Lord pouring out his spirit upon all flesh on this earth today. All right, even the heathens, even these wicked jakes, even the 2/3 of Israel. All right, the elect men, the men who sign and crying on the highways and hedges, the ones who just do these videos and whatnot. You know, the Lord is pouring out his spirit on all flesh. All right, so some will dream certain type of dreams, some will dream destruction, some will go into dreams where they see themselves in slavery, you know, these Edomites and them, you know. So yeah, so now with the dream that I had now, it was like how to put it, it was me basically at home, right? I was at home, I left home and I started walking the streets, right? And I just decided to walk outside, and me walking outside, I walking on the pavement, and I say, well, you know, let me cross the road. When I looking to cross the street now, I realized that the place quiet. It have it like a dead zone. You know, it have nobody around at all. All right, but to me, like I knew what was happening. I was aware of the things that was going on, and it just brought a joy to me, you know. Some strange reason I was just happy. All right, but further down into the dream, I understand why I was that happy. All right, now across the street, walking on the other side of the pavement now, I walking and I was just bumping my head, like, you know, just playing a beat in my head, and I just walking, moving my foot like, you know, a little dance or something I'm doing. And eventually I just start levitating, you know. And while levitating now, I realize my foot's still moving like if I walking, but I'm not touching the ground. But I started to move a little faster, all right. And while moving faster now, I start running this time, but yet still I'm not touching the ground. But the speed I started to go with is like I was just zooming, like zipping through corners and whatnot, you know. I started moving like how you see the flashes move, all right, but without sparks and thing in that kind of way. But you know, but I was moving very fast, you know. It wasn't no normal human kind of speed. It was like um spiritual speed, you know, spiritual powers, all right. And moving that quick now, I came to a corner where it is a tuck, and I remember earlier in the video I said earlier in the dream it didn't had anybody around. Now when I took that particular corner, I saw two people, you know, look like men, right, walking on the pavement that I was running on, and something tell me slow down and walk between them slowly, you know, because the speed that are coming with the after the after wave, then you know, if a car pass too close to you and you move with a good speed, you will feel the breeze come after. That is how that kind of pushback is what I would have hit these people with, and I would have thrown them down. So something that must slow down and let's walk past them and then take off again. So that's what I did, right? So one was basically here, and the next person was probably a little further up, and I just basically went between both of them, right? And doing that now, I take off again. Now while I running, remember running real quick, I running real fast, because of the spiritual power. Now while doing that now, at the side of my eye I saw someone else running next to me, but I didn't really make out the person next to me, but I realized they had some sort of pace also. But I was like, something tell me, they trying to outdo me, or they trying to pass me then. So I started moving a little faster, and I decided to jump. Alright, so I'm looking at them like they're trying to gain up to me, and I decide to jump. Now when I jump now, I probably jump about the height of a two-story building. Alright, it have in Trinidad here, it have two-story, it have upstairs and downstairs house, we just call them, right? And it's basically two houses, right? And that is the height I jumped. Alright, that's the first jump. Now while I was up there and I'm looking down, I see the person still running, but I was ahead of them still. So I land on the ground and I continue going, and I left them way behind. And I say, well, I wonder if you could do this. And I just decided to jump again. But the second jump now, I went as high as the mountains. Alright? Well, a little higher than the mountains to be exact, because I was starting to actually see over the mountains. Alright? And that's basically like how to put it in a better understanding for all you, is like how the movie Hulk is, how Hulk could run and jump. That is how it was. I was running, then jump. Alright, and as I say, my second jump was a little higher than the mountains in Trinidad here. And by the time I reached that height, I realized, wait, it's like a flying, it's like could control the elements around me, so I could have control the wind of that was around me, right? And being up there now, as I say, I saw over the hills, and I saw like I saw the sea, I saw the beach, I saw trees, like coconut trees, palm trees, and all these different kind of things. And coming up to the top of the mountain there, before I land, I realized I could have controlled how I landed. Now, for me to go back up, I had to kind of push my hand downwards, and I would have just shoot up higher. But if I don't want to do that and I'm coming down, I could either glide down or levitate in a type of way. So basically I will have my hand out, and the higher my hand reach is that amount there, I think I will more glide or just levitate. I will just hover in a way, and the lower I carry my hands down, I will go down, I will start to descend. Alright, if I put my hand close to myself, I will completely go down, right? So I could have control like the elements and whatnot. It's something like this anime cartoon or movie. I forget the name of it. With the little boy with the little thing on his head, If all you know, they could post it up in the comments. I think it's Avatar. Yeah, it's Avatar. Yeah. So how they could control water and control the wind and these different kind of things is similar things like that I was getting. Now, fast forwarding now, reaching to the top of the mountain, it had trees, it had palm trees and whatnot. As I say, I saw the sea on the other side, and I say, well, that's my next target, I'm going over there. While I'm looking to land now, just before I land, I heard a voice behind me saying, is this being is this being one of us? And I pause, and I end up landing on a tree. So I'll end up landing on one of the palm trees on the mountains. Alright, so you know how them coconut trees, they tall but yet still have a kind of bend. I will land on one of those, right? And I land more in the middle of the tree trunk, and I turn around and I look at the person that was talking behind me. And when I look down, seeing this person standing there like a human being, but yet still not a human being. It is like how to explain it, like somebody strong, but yet still he don't have skin on him, you know. It's like a different type of material is his body made of, you know. Like it's similar to this movie Thor where Thor did meet one of your good friends. He made good friends with him. I think is the kind of rocky looking fella, you know. So this picture somebody similar to that, but more, you know, more stronger, right? Now looking at that person now from the height that I was on that tree, is like he was looking at me and he was gazing up to attack, right? And I was looking at him and I like, you know, if this is what all you come out to do today, you know, to just challenge me, because one try to race me, next one, this one trying to attack me, gazing up to charge. Now again, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, as we know, he has different devices, he have different beings, he have things that he's working on, he have things that he already made, right? He have giants he also have already, all right? He have soldiers that are not human, you know. They are basically like cyborgs, right? He have all these things, and the reason he have these things because he knows that this time coming up here with the Lord is going to raise a standard, right, with his elect men, all right? And they are going to get spiritual powers and whatnot. Now this dream that I got, I'm not sure if I will get that or if anything like that, but you know, as I say, is a dream, is more like a vision because it was vivid, right? And going through that now, seeing that being lower down, standing watching me, gazing up to fight, I said, well, if that's the case, you know, let me battle. So I decide to jump off the palm tree, and when I land, I had my same height, but when I look at him, he was taller than me, right? But strong, but like rock, you know. And he was way taller than a house, right? A normal house, not the 2-story house, but a normal size house. He was taller than that, all right? And he basically tried to come at me, as in taking up a brick or like a boulder kind of stuff like that, and launch it at me. Now the same time he tried to do that, I realized what was going on. So I say, well, you know, I say, let me protect myself. Now I started to back up and I put my hand out like that. But while I do this, staff end up in my hands, right? Straight like that. A staff end up there. And the staff now was protecting me basically from that stone that he was throwing at me. And the stone came, it basically hit the top of the staff and bounced off and went to the right. All right, and what I did immediately, I put out my hand and when I put out my hand, I basically stopped the rock from falling, from hitting the ground. So I wasn't really literally holding the rock, but it was like, as I say, spiritual power could control the elements and whatnot. So I could have stopped it from falling, I could have controlled the rock itself, right? So something like X-Men on with Jean Grey, where she could have control, where she had a psychic ability and whatnot, she could have moved things for herself, right? With her mind. Alright, but in other words, I put out my hand and basically was controlling the rock that way. And what I did, I launched the rock back at him. And what went on with him, he got lashed on his chin here and by his jaw, and that basically rocked him, right? So he started to back up like he going to fall, but he didn't fall. He come again with another rock, and he launched that one again. Second time I do the same gesture. I stop it again with the staff. This time I was going to launch it back, but the thought that came into my mind in that time is that Esau will have these robots. He's gonna have these giants. He's going to have all his super soldiers and whatnot embedded with a RFID chip. All right, to be able to control them. Elon Musk already have that device to put in people's head. So these things will be implanted into these beings and whatnot, right? Because Esau will be controlling them also. All right, and what I was getting from that dream also with that giant is that they will have the ability to remember the the um the moves that someone comes with. So if it is you come from the left to attack that particular being, they will be able to counter it because they will remember what it is you just did. So you basically had to come with a new approach towards them to take them down. Alright, so what I did, I basically launched the boulder brick kind of thing right back at him, and this time I didn't hit him. I make sure and let it pass next to him, and I let it went. When it went up, I say, well, whatever, I'll let gravity do the rest. Right, so what goes up must come down. So he realized, well, like I missed, but I did that on purpose. And while he was coming towards me with his hands like that, the boulder was coming down and it hit him to the back of his head, and from there he fell. But while he was falling, same time the dream it ended. Alright, so that's basically that part of that dream. It had some other dreams I had, but this particular one was the only one with spiritual power that I felt. Where it is I could run fast, like the Flash. I could jump really, really high, and I could also fly. Alright, so this is something that is going to come, to the elect men. So this video is just to basically to basically let all you know what is there to come, and to keep the faith, to keep that faith, because things is going to get very dread out here. All right, now I read the book of Joel 2:128 already. All right, I want to get another scripture. This is the book of let's see what else I could get. Let's bear with my Baba Kusha. Isaiah 59 and 19. Alright, Isaiah 59. Let's see. bear with my Babakasha. Yeah. Alright, this is the book of Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him." Alright, so the Lord is going to lift up that standard against Esau Edom, as the brother was speaking about in the video that I showed, right? Revelation 12 and 12. Esau is going to come down with great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. Alright? And in those times of Jacob trouble, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to raise up that standard. Alright? Which is going to be a yappa thing, because some of the men of the Lord will get the spiritual power, some will not. Alright? But in the kingdom, when we get that new bodies and whatnot, alright, we all will have spiritual power. Alright? That will be a mandatory thing. Alright? It says here, verse 20, "And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh." Alright, so Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to raise that standard. Alright, he's going to lift up that standard for the men of the Lord. Because the things that Esau Edom has, alright, we cannot do anything to these people, unless we get some sort of spiritual power. Alright, because you just picture a tanker, shooting bombs at you, shooting missiles at you, and shooting bullets at you, and those things have long long bullets, and a normal human cannot stand up and withstand that. That will decimate somebody. But you being, as a man of the Lord, you being part of that hopefully elect, that 144,000, you getting spiritual power, you will be able to withstand them things, you will be able to dodge, you will be able to counteract them things. Alright, so at the end of the day, we have to wait for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua patiently. Alright, and we cannot just do anything just yet right now, because what the Lord say, just roughly paraphrasing, the Lord say, wait on he until he rise up to the prey. Alright, and when the Lord find it fit for whoever to get that spiritual power, then that will come onto that person. Alright, now let me get one more script here and close it off. This is the book of Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 and verse 20. It says, "Thou art my battle axe and weapon of war." Alright, and this is what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is saying here. Alright, the Lord called his elect men his battle axe. Alright, and he's going to destroy Esau Edom and this wicked kingdom that Esau Edom is ruling today. Alright, so it says here, verse Jeremiah 51 and 20 again, "Thou art my battle axe and weapon of war, for with thee I will break in pieces the nations." See, it says nations, so it have 18 nations. The top nation is Israel, Yasharallah, alright, and the 17 nations is basically the heathen nations. Alright, so the Lord is going to destroy these other nations. Alright, it says, "And with thee I will destroy kingdoms." So Esau Edom kingdom is coming down. Verse 21, "And with thee I will break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider." Alright, so Esau military and all these things is going to go down. Alright, they will not be able to withstand against the battle axe of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Alright, and also the angels, the chariots, which will let us call UFOs and whatnot. They're going to be flying around with their concentrated fire, deleting people. All right, those who are not of the elect. It says here with verse 22, with thee also I will break in pieces man and woman. All right, and with thee I will break in pieces old and young, because the scripture also talk about slay utterly old and young. All right, slaying utterly old and young is the ones who do have this understanding, who refuse to go by this understanding, to refuse to follow Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Although we keep saying his name in our videos and on the highways and edges, they refuse to listen. It says here, and with thee I will break in pieces young man and the maid. All right, I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. All right, and that shepherd is what? The ones who lead the sheep astray, the flock away. All right, the pastors that teaching the wrong doctrines, the other camps that teaching the wrong doctrines and all these things. All of them is that wicked shepherd, that is in sheep clothing. There's actually wolves, there's actually taking down they actually leading the sheep astray. That's what they're doing. All right, just like as the scripture say, just roughly paraphrasing, the blind leading the blind. All right, both of them will fall into a ditch. It says here, and with thee I will break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee I will break in pieces captains and rulers. All right, so all the government of this world and whatnot, they are going down. And I will render unto Babylon, which is America today, all right, and unto all the inhabitants of Chaldea, all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain. All right, and who's that in destroying mountain? Esau Edom. All right, this is his government. All right, his rulership, the top banking family. It says, saying the Lord Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. And these are the people who destroy the earth today. All right, they interfere with the waters, they interfere with the food, they interfere with the trees, they're cutting down the trees for no reason. All right, they're building certain roads and whatnot, they're cutting trees, making paper and all these different things. It have things that we could use, but these devils and them, they're just wicked, so they just doing what they are created to do, to destroy. All right, it says here, I will stretch out my hand, I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. All right, so that government structure there of Esau Edom is going to get burned down by nuclear fire. All right, it says here, verse 26, and they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right, so that, I hope this little lesson here was edifying. I hope this could give you a little feedback stuff, Lord willing. All right, so with that, this is your brother Imad Bayan signing out. All right, so Shalom, Kwam Rashala, and Abad Bubol.